Hello everybody, Josh from 2000 here, and today I'm going to be doing a review of Batman vs Superman, as you can see by the trailer playing over the video. Now, apologies for the lack of content recently. My mic's out, so that's why I'm doing it like this. I'm using Audacity on my mother's laptop to record my audio, and I'm just going to drop it into an editing software on my computer to put the trailer over. In an ideal world, I'd like to be playing Batman Arkham Knight or one of the Arkham games over this, or yeah, well, something like that. But well, there's no Superman games. Don't judge me, okay? Well, no good ones. Oh no, Superman Nintendo 64, go away. No, 64. Ugh, nobody wants to remember that. Not even the Superman fans want to remember that. So let's get that out of the way. Okay. Moving on. Okay, right then. Let's get into this review. First things first, I'm going to be issuing a spoiler warning. If you have not seen the film, save the video and click the X at the top of the screen and don't watch it yet. Because I am going to be talking about some of the plot points, some of the stuff as well that I think didn't make sense. Or well, rather one thing that didn't make sense, which kind of underpinned the whole reason they were fighting. But first things first, let's talk about the source material it's based off of. Again, this is going to kind of give away spoilers, so I'm giving you till the count of 10 to get off the video if you don't want spoilers. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I imagine all the people who are here now have either seen the movie or don't give a damn about spoilers, okay? So, right, first thing, right, the film takes some influences from The Dark Knight Returns, very minor. Basically, the only thing it takes from Dark Knight Returns is the concept of Batman fighting Superman. That's like really the only concept it takes. And there's stuff at the end that takes influence from the Death of Superman comics, like with Doomsday and everything. So yeah, if you didn't want spoilers, I don't say I didn't warn you. You shouldn't have been watching this bit if you didn't want spoilers, like, you know. So I've kind of now spoiled the ending of the movie for you if you didn't want spoilers. So sorry about that. I did give you fair warning. Now anyway, let's go a bit more into plot. The start of the movie goes over Batman's origins. Now, it was very well shot, very well lit, very well paced. But my big problem with this was if you wanted to tell a Batman origin stories, Zack Snyder, talking to the director now, just do a separate film. Do a solo Batman film, highlighting his origins, highlighting where he's come from. Maybe even going over the death of Robin. Yes, there's a dead Robin. Batman's got his own dead Robin. There's a suit. And I'll get into that later. Because if you know me personally, you'll know Red Hood is one of my favourite Batman characters. So I'm going to get into a bit that later. And no, don't worry, he's not in the movie. He's referenced along with a lot of other characters, or at least I think he's referenced. Well, at least the dead Robin's referenced, okay? I'm presuming it's Jason Todd, because he's the one who dies in the comics. And Zack Snyder, based off of this film, is pretty much a comic purist. Yeah, everything happens as it should in the comics. Nothing really happened out of place. Okay, so yeah, I'm just thinking like the whole Batman origin story should have been done in a separate film. Like, you know, it didn't take up too much time. It was like a couple of minutes, just showing his parents' death and the funeral. That's probably it. Like, you know, and also showing how he found the Batcave and bits and pieces like that. That's probably about it for the Batman Origins. Then the actual intro of the film is Bruce Wayne in the events of the end of Man of Steel, which is, I like the fact they've linked it into Man of Steel, so it's not just basically Batman carrying most of the film. It is very heavily linked into Man of Steel, which is I didn't understand some of it because I didn't watch Man of Steel, so oopsie. Probably should have watched that before going into it today. But whatever. I didn't, so I didn't get some of it. But, you know, whatever. And also, what is it with superhero movies and the city getting leveled every single time? Because the city gets leveled in Man of Steel, and Metropolis also gets leveled in this film. Well, you know, I guess anything with Superman in or any of his powerful villains, the city's gonna get leveled, but my god, seriously, you know, I really do hope somewhere in the Deadpool film they poked fun at the fact the city always gets wrecked. Anyway, besides that, but the thing is it really needed? Like, you know, you could have done a separate film for Batman's origins. I feel like it was just slowing the film up a bit, padding it out a bit. But you know, it was well shot. It's probably the best I've seen Batman's origins done in for such a small time frame. It was done really well, and it's probably the best I've seen it. Like, you know, probably my favourite version of the origin story retelling. But then again, I'm not really one for origin stories. I don't really like them panning out the movie too much. Like, you know, if you spend too long of a movie on the origin story, I just get bored and I go away, watch something else. Cough, cough. Batman Begins. Oh, what was that? Okay, never mind. Spider-Man 1. Yeah. I, got a cough here, working with it. Sorry. But the, you know, and basically it links in well to Man of Steel. But now I'm gonna try and avoid talking about the plot too much. I'll talk a bit later in the plot, later on in the video, mostly about Death of Superman in a bit more detail later on. First of all, let's get some non-comic book references out the window first. There were some Bond references. There was Bond references, guys. In a Batman v Superman film, there were James Bond references, or things that appeared to poke fun at James Bond from a Bond fan perspective. For one, you had a rich guy, Bruce Wayne, going to a party in a black DB5. Now, maybe it's just a nice classic car for a rich kid, but to be honest, I think given the fact it's a modern movie, it would probably have been better if he had like a Lambo or something. But you know, DB5, reference or not, let me know in the comments what you think. And then there's a bit at Lex Luthor's party. He's somewhere he's not supposed to, and then he says, "Oh, sorry, must have had one martini too many. I thought this was the bathroom." Take it as you will. I think it's a Bond reference. And thank you, Snyder. It's nice for films to reference other things than other comic book films in terms of like the comic book things. You know, whatever. Now, anyway, that aside, let's talk about the combat in the film. All the fighting is good, especially the stuff done with Batman. Like, you know, it's very frantic, very fast. You know, you get the idea that Batman is this predator stalking down people. I mean, there's this one bit where a cop nearly blows his partner's face off because Batman scares the crap out of him. It's it's pretty funny, to be honest. Me and Dylan sat there laughing in the cinema. Oh, and another thing. It was packed on the first day. Literally, there were like 4 seats left when me and Dylan booked our seats. There were like 2 seats left together, and we booked that, and it was like right at the front. But whatever, that didn't dampen the viewing experience. Whereas Superman's combat, to be honest, it mostly compelled of Superman flying into people or throwing them through walls. That was basically most of Superman's combat. I don't know, maybe that's what Superman fans look for in his combat, but as someone who's more of a Batman fan, I prefer the combat to have a bit more meat to it. Like, you know, the Batman combat felt good, you know, the punches and that, and the audio of the cinema quality audio definitely helped the experience a bit more. But the, anyway, now we've talked about the combat, let's talk about the main event. Batman vs Superman. The fight is the shortest fight in movie history. And as for the bloody hell, why the bloody hell is it called Batman vs Superman? The fight is literally like, I think it's like a couple of minutes. Like, the first half of the film is all build up, then there's this fight, then there's just Death of Superman after the fight. That's probably it. That's all you get. You get like probably like 5-10 minutes maybe at the most for Batman v Superman. And mostly it's Batman kicking Superman's ass. There's a couple of minutes where it looks like Superman might win, but then it's just like, you know, Batman gets his ass kicked. No, sorry, did I say Batman? Superman gets his ass handed to him. No, apologies. Yeah. I lose trace like this pretty easily, if you haven't noticed when I do no commentary. Anyway, now let's talk about character references. Going into this, I was expecting there to be Nightwing references based off of what has been said. I couldn't pick out any Nightwing references. Maybe it's just me. I didn't know what to look for. Oh, speaking of which, the Old Wayne Manor is blown up. It's in bits. I don't know. Maybe the solo Batman film we get in 2018 is a prequel to Batman v Superman, which that would be pretty. That would make sense. The reason why I say that would make sense is one of Batman's lines is how many good people are left and how many stay that way, which tends to imply to me he's already encountered Red Hood. It's like referring to how many are left, referring to the fact that maybe Nightwing isn't around, so maybe Nightwing kicked the bucket, or and how many stay that way. And so that maybe that might be Jason. Maybe it might be saying Jason's dead, and how many stay that way with like Joker or Harvey Dent being dead. Yeah, I don't know. That was the more subtle Jason Todd reference. The other one, it was just so in your face, it was bloody unbelievable. They might as well just smeared it in your face that Red Hood's going to be in the next Batman movie. Batman walks past the Robin suit, and it would have been fine if he just walked past it and you see the Robin suit, but no. He stops and the camera fixates on it for something like 3 or 5 seconds. And it's just like, in that 5 seconds, it's like Zack Snyder's reaching out to you and smearing it in your face and saying, Red Hood is going to be in the next Batman film. That's basically that. That's what it is. It's even got Joker's writing like, ha ha, the joke's on you, Batman. Which I'm like, that would be a death in the family in a nutshell. So that's kind of why I'm saying the 2018 Batman film, it would make more sense for it to be a prequel to BVS, Batman vs Superman, than it would be to be a sequel or something going on from it. But some of the comments that were passed by characters. So yeah, that's my case for why Red Hood is definitely going to be in the next Batman film. Maybe not the next one, maybe not the one after that, but it's definitely going to be in one of Snyder's films. And after what he's done, I have perfect faith in him that Red Hood's going to be done well. If he fucks up Red Hood after what he's just done, I'm going to be extremely disappointed. Because all the stuff in this movie was brilliant. Zack Snyder knows what he's doing. Very impressive. Keep up the good work. You know what you're doing, man. Anyway, other character references. The Flash, Cyborg, and Aquaman were referenced in it. And I think like the film's building up for a Justice League film. Now other characters that are in it, other side characters, Wonder Woman and Alfred. Wonder Woman is in it for the final fight. That's probably it. Literally, she's in it as herself. I don't know what her normal persona's called, but it's never actually mentioned. Her actual name outside of Wonder Woman is never said. And trust, I don't even think the term Wonder Woman is actually ever said in the film. So good luck if you're new to this and have no clue who the hell she is. Better wait for the Justice League movie to find the hell that out. But basically she shows up and helps Batman and Superman defeat Doomsday, which then leads into Superman's death, which my friend thought it was BS, but not Batman Superman or Batman vs Superman. That stands for a certain type of thing that comes out of a bull's backside, but that's Doom for you. Anyway. And Alfred, speaking of Alfred felt more like Commissioner Gordon to me. I don't know, maybe it's just me. He looks and he feels more like Commissioner Gordon, which is weird. Yeah, there were bits where he felt like Alfred, but most of the time he felt like Commissioner Gordon. I have no idea why. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I was just thinking Commissioner Gordon when I saw his appearance. I don't know. But yeah, I've already said it sets up a Justice League movie. Yeah, it's okay. I've got notes and cues here just to remind me what to say because I tend to get lost in track when I do these kind of things. But yeah, there it is again. See, my point made. basically, with what's it? With the what was it I was gonna say? There's a bit in the film kind of tells Batman, you know, Bruce, you gotta go fight Superman. You were right about him all along. He's not a good cookie. You gotta go fight him. Which, you know, it's partly due to Lex Luthor, Lex Luthor in this film. Forget the fact he has hair. Because it's coming off at the end of the film. He gets shaved bald at the end of the film. He's like iconic Lex Luthor at the end. But he's a depraved, but so clever and manipulative. He's the mastermind behind it all. He's the one who gets Batman and Superman to throw down. Like, you know, Batman has this really weird as hell, I don't know if it's a dream or if it's somebody from a parallel universe coming to talk to him, but it's like Cyborg is talking to him. It's like, you know, you're right about Superman all along, you gotta go fight him. And before this, you see a scene that's set in a desert, like, you know the picture with Batman in like a trench coat in the desert? That's what that is. It's the parallel universe thing, and basically it's an Injustice style scenario. This evil Superman and Batman and some resistance going up against him. And trust, it felt really out of place in the film. No matter where you wedged it in, it would have felt out of place. If it was the start, if it was the finish, it would have felt out of place. Like, even if it was halfway through like it was, or a bit more towards the start, it would have felt out of place. Like, it felt weird. I don't know, it didn't fit. I'm sorry, Zach, but that's my only problem with it. The parallel universe stuff didn't fit. It's just like, you know, why are you doing this? It makes no sense. Everybody thought it was gonna be like Darkseid or Apocalypse, but no, it was like parallel universe Injustice kind of scenario. It was pretty weird. I think that's all I can describe those few scenes as weird. But other than that, most of it made sense. There was just that one scene that made no sense. And ironically, the film starts with a funeral and ends with a funeral. But anyway, funerals aside, people, shall we do the scores? I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. Why is it a 9 out of 10, you may ask? When I'm pretty sure I gave Star Wars Episode 7 a 10. Why is that? Now let me tell ya. There seems too much to be crammed into 1 minute 50, or 1 minute 55 or something like that. No, 155 minutes. You know, it feels like there's two stories. It feels like two films. It feels like two films. Just let that sink in. It feels like two films in one. It feels like a Man of Steel 2 kind of thing, attached to Batman v Superman. It feels strange. It doesn't feel right. Like, you know, it's like, hang on, have I gone into another cinema and watching a totally different movie from this point? Like, you know, that's what it felt like to me. Maybe I'm over exaggerating, but. And also, the parallel universe bit didn't make no sense. I think it would easily throw people who are not pure DC fans from the comics. Well, I'm not even that much of a pure DC fan. I've been a fan for a while, read some of the comics, watched some of the films, and I played Injustice. That's probably why I understand that bit for what it is. Just having played Injustice and been used to the idea of parallel universes in DC, that's probably the only reason I got that bit. Because I'm like, oh, this is Injustice-esque. And like, even the way Superman kills Batman in that scene is Injustice-esque. Like, he does the whole thing with like ripping the heart out, like he did with Joker. Okay, you don't actually see it because it goes dark at that point. Because I'm pretty sure the film would be like an 18 if it showed you like flipping Superman ripping out Batman's heart. Like, you know, it didn't. It went black at that point. Which, you know, is alright. It leaves it. I think it would be more graphic if it left it to your imagination than it would be if he showed you him actually ripping it out. Which is like, you know, it's more graphic and more suggestive, just like it is in the Injustice game. It has the same impact. And, you know, I feel like that would jar new audiences. And last thing is, you know, my Star Wars review, I want to amend that. I just come back from the film. I was pretty hyped as hell. The reason why I'm not as hyped as hell for this is because I've had time to walk home and had time to think about it. Because unlike with the Star Wars one, we walked back from the cinema, as the same with Spectre, so I had time for it to sink in, I had time for it to think, to actually think about what happened in the film. Whereas Star Wars, I didn't. I got home pretty fast, and as soon as I got in, I whacked the video up and recorded it. I didn't give myself time for the film to sink in and think about it. And it's too New Hope-esque. I'm sorry. It's cool and it's good. It's like it's like an updated New Hope with slightly different designs, and I knock that down to an 8. To be honest, it just. Or maybe a 9, same as Batman v Superman. It was a good film, but it was held back by being too much like its predecessors. Hopefully the next Star Wars film won't be as, copy and paste from the original trilogy. But anyway, back to Batman v Superman. I don't see there being any more Man of Steel films from here, because Superman dies. He literally bites the dust hardcore at the end of this film. He's dead. Stone cold in the ground. He's not getting back up. He's gone for good. Which also leaves me questioning, how the hell are they going to do a Justice League movie without Superman? Superman is like one of the leaders of the Justice League. How are they going to do that? How are they going to pull that off? Or are they going to do a thing where they resurrect him like flipping Jason Todd style with a Lazarus pit or some magic rubbish like that? I don't know. I hope they don't. I'm just thinking like, man, there's only one DC character where it's actually decent for you to do this, and he's called Red Hood. But, he's the only character where I really forgive you for using the, oh, he's back from the dead card, because it's kind of what screws him up, kind of what makes him unique as a character, like the change in him after his resurrection. That's what makes him unique, that's what makes him likable. Whereas in this, it really doesn't make sense for it to happen like that. So I doubt we'll see Superman in any more DC films. Well, in this cinematic universe anyway. If they reboot it again, we'll probably see him again. But we'll probably see him again in some films years in the future. But in this current run of films, I don't think we'll be seeing him again. We'll see him referenced. We'll see headstones, like graves, as we did with Richard in the one trailer. Oh, by the way, that is not in the film. Richard's headstone is not in the film. I think it's actually been removed, and they're going with the fact that it was Jason Todd that died. So I think they're going with that. They're running with that. They've seen that people want like Red Hood in something, so they're scrapping the idea of Richard, and they're going with Dick Grayson or Nightwing. I think they're going with the whole Jason Todd story. And I think it has pretty much been confirmed the new solo Batman film is going to be under the Red Hood. Yeah, because I think it has been announced that Ben Affleck's son is playing Jason Todd. Which could be interesting. If he's as good as an actor as his father, he'll pull it off. I just don't mess it up. That's all I'm saying. Don't mess it up. He's already had his Green Lantern moment in Arkham Knight. He doesn't need you screwing it up at all. Anyway, where were we? Right, anyway, 9 out of 10. Would I say go out and watch this? Yes, I would. Go out and watch it. It's good. It's enjoyable. But there's some things that may confuse you, so read a few comics or brush up on some of your DC lore, especially Injustice. If you have never seen a DC film before, you need to brush up on the game Injustice Gods Amongst Us. Otherwise, that parallel universe bit is going to make no sense to you whatsoever. Like, that whole parallel universe with Cyborg thing will make no sense unless you have played Injustice. Or maybe it's going to get explained in a future film. I don't know. Maybe in the Justice League film they'll explain that. I don't know. Maybe that could be what they do in Injustice. They could do an Injustice style film. I don't know. I just Anyway, guys, I need to stop rambling. Okay, this is going to be the end of the video. Hope you've enjoyed. Please like and subscribe for more content on this channel. And I also want to say thank you for the 84 subscribers. I am hoping that soon I can get the 80 subscribers special out, but I need to get a new headset because my headset's currently out. As I've already explained, I'm doing this on my mother's laptop. If you've watched through this so far, thank you for bearing with me, and have a lovely day.